walk in a nearby park, Srila Prabhupada set off for Mayapur at 7:30 a.m. Prabhupada, Madhudvisha Swami, Tamal Krishna Goswami and Jayapataka Swami were in the lead car. Sridhar Swami, Harikesha, Chaitya Guru, who has come from Bombay to associate with Srila Prabhupada, and I followed in another car. 2 hours later, and 7 kilometers beyond the town of... Oh, you're translated, sorry. 2 hours later, and 7 kilometers beyond the town of Ranagata, our party stopped to take breakfast in a large grove of several hundred mango trees. That's nice, several hundred mango trees. It must be a nice place. The grove has become a regular resting point for Srila Prabhupada whenever he goes to Mayapur. Seated on the folded chadar on the leaf-strewn grass, with the spreading arms of the huge trees forming a pleasant canopy above, Prabhupada seemed completely at ease in the natural setting. We had brought various fruits, bada, fried cashew nuts and sweets. The sannyasis sat in a row alongside His Divine Grace, while Chaitya Guru and I served the prasadam out on a leaf plates. After I relaxed half an hour, hands and mouths washed, we proceeded to our destination, the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just wanted to say how it's actually nice, first of all, to be with how it's nice to be with Prabhupada. If you can imagine, you sit in a car with Prabhupada and Prabhupada says, let's take breakfast in the mango grove. And then you sit under the mango trees and take breakfast with His Divine Grace, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was sitting on a simple chadar. No, slower. No. Prabhupada was sitting on a simple chadar, no vyasasana, no big, nothing. In the forest, on the grass. Prabhupada enjoyed it very much. We also see the picture of Prabhupada in New Vrindavan in very early, 1967, I think, something like this, 1968. The Prabhupada sitting in the grass, and he had this little wooden table, and he's sitting just on the grass, translating, outside in the forest. So Prabhupada liked this. Srila Prabhupada, once there was one conversation I read, that Harikesh, at that time, I think Swami, I'm not sure, was talking to Prabhupada, and he said, Prabhupada, I have no attraction to live on the farm. It's too much, the nature, the forest, it's too much for me. And Srila Prabhupada says, yes, because you are Rajasic. You cannot, Rajasic. You are Rajasic, you cannot appreciate the nature. That was also humorous. Because you can see that Prabhupada enjoyed living in actually nice nature, nice forest. Prabhupada wrote in one of his poems, when will I come back again and frolic with... Frolic means, this is English word, frolicking with Krishna, be playful with Krishna in the forest of Vrindavan. So this is Prabhupada's desire, to be playful with Krishna in the forest of Vrindavan. Not to live in a beautiful apartment or a beautiful house in the city, have a beautiful car. Prabhupada wanted to frolic, play with Krishna in the forest. We just heard recently that Prabhupada says, they're talking about different desires. And Prabhupada says, my only desire is to steal lunchbox from Krishna. This is Prabhupada's desire. So, it's a nice desire. Yeah, that's all really I wanted to say. Because now it's becoming some other story, but I just wanted to mention this. First of all, how nice it was to travel with Prabhupada. Of course, in the Transcendental Association of His Divine Grace. And at the same time, to be in a nice environment. Prabhupada was always in the mode of goodness, never in the mode of passion. Prabhupada has managed the entire society for Krishna consciousness without a telephone call. Once, one devotee, I was watching memories of Prabhupada, and he explained how telephone rang and they wanted to speak to Prabhupada, one devotee. And he said Prabhupada was holding like this. He was not like, he was holding this like, what is this strange thing? He was not really interested to talk to this strange thing. Prabhupada managed the whole society without a single phone call. Just letters. Answer the letters, send the letters. Because in reality, all this information we have nowadays, many of them are just garbage, in a sense, that useless, not really important. And Prabhupada, it's also, if you hear the old memories, when Prabhupada wrote a letter to a devotee, the whole temple would read the letter. It's not only devotee, letter from Prabhupada, and he would sit in the dark and read. When there's a Prabhupada's letter for, Karandara Das, and everybody's like waiting, swarming devotees to see what did Prabhupada write. So they're all like reading this letter, all the temple was reading the letter. So Prabhupada's letters are very important in the sense that they're actually instructive how to conduct daily life, how to conduct Krishna consciousness, how to actually be a devotee, practically. Because lots of, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's lots of philosophy, King Shibi, I was just reading today, I will speak about King Shibi, who pigeon came to complain to King Shibi, the Adler, eagle wanted to eat me. And King Shivi said, I will protect you. I mean, how do you apply this in your life? Pigeons don't speak in our world. But in this, Prabhupada's letters, actual explanation, yes, you should do this, you should do that. I will also speak today a little bit about health. And Prabhupada tells devotees, eat a little bit dal, or drink this, or fast today, it will be healthy. So Prabhupada gave even the practical examples, what to eat, or how to maintain one's health. And also Prabhupada explained how to manage a temple, how to manage, how to be a husband, how to be a wife. There are all these different practical details Prabhupada gave in his letters. And how did Prabhupada do this? He didn't have a computer, or he just sat there, and one devotee was massaging him, and then the other devotee would read letters to him. Letter from Srila Prabhupada, this is a letter from Los Angeles, and this question came. And Prabhupada was getting massaged, and he would think, and he would tell to a secretary, answer this and this and this and that. And secretary would type the letter on a typewriter at that time. And then Prabhupada would read the letter. I just read this recently. Prabhupada would read the letter and he would approve and sign it. And this is how Prabhupada wrote letters. Prabhupada never wrote letters himself. He was speaking the answer and then he would sign it. And with this, Prabhupada accomplished everything, the whole movement. And one of the big reasons why is that because Prabhupada, Krishna appeared to Prabhupada, or Rupa and Sanatana appeared to Prabhupada and told him, you just write, we will take care of everything else. So this is how Prabhupada managed. He was just concerned of writing books, and management, of course, Prabhupada was involved very much with the managers, but Prabhupada was, Krishna is still even maintaining the management. Because it is a desire of Lord Chaitanya to spread this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. And whether devotees are qualified or not qualified, Krishna will maintain this movement for the next, as we know, 10,000 years. But anyways, this is what I wanted to say about this. Anybody wants to ask something or comment?
Did you see this video about this situation among the trees?
No.
Breakfast. I saw many times.
Prabhupada
Exactly like
this picture here.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you don't need to translate. It's nice. It's nice.
Mataji was separate, few Matajas, a lot of sannyasis, Prabhupada, 2 lines devotees. Some simple food, some fruit.
Puffed rice.
Yeah, little bit. Because, like mentioned, this not was answered. Not was one time.
Yes, it's Prabhupada every time. He said this often, or what did he say?
Prabhupada like this place, among the trees.
Regular resting point of Srila Prabhupada whenever he goes to Mayapur. So regularly Prabhupada stopped at this place.
There is video, nice video.
Okay, we should look today to remind us of Prabhupada. So this is about Prabhupada. Now we are going to Amalam Puranam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Yamasya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashta Priyesha Vaddashu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So this is a text 2 from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3. Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga. Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga. Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi. Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi. Etan Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshaya. Etan Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshaya. Nahi Tvad Anya Iti Me Vinishchita. Nahi Tvad Anya Iti Me Vinishchita. Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga. Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi. Etan Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshaya. Nahi Tvad Anya Iti Me Vinishchita.
Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga.
Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga.
Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi.
Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi.
Etan Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshaya.
Etan Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshaya.
Nahi Tvaranya Iti Me Vinishchita.
Nahi Tvaranya Iti Me Vinishchita.
Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga.
Yamasya Devasya Nadanda Bhanga.
Kutascha Narshe Shruta Purva Asi.
Kutaschana Sheshuta Purva Asit. Etam Mune Vrishchati Loka Samshayat. Nahi Tvadanya Iti Me Vinishchitam. Yamasya of Yamaraj. Devasya, the demigod in charge of judgment. Na, not. Devasya, the demigod in charge of judgment. Dandabanga, the breaking of the order. Kutaschana, from anywhere. Rishe, O great sage. Shruta Purvaha, heard before. Asid, was. Etat, this. Mune, O great sage. Vrishchati, can eradicate. Loka Samshayan, the doubt of people. Na, not. He, indeed. Tvat Anya, anyone other than you. Iti, thus. Me, by me. Vinishchitan, concluded. Translation. O great sage, never before has it been heard anywhere that an order from Yamaraj has been baffled. Therefore I think that people will have doubts about this that no one but you can eradicate. Since this is my firm conviction, kindly explain the reasons for these events. The Yamadutas were frightened, a little bit confused. They don't know what's going on here. How can somebody over Yamaraj? How can somebody speak over Yamaraj? 3. There's no purport. Shukadev Goswami, Shishuka Vacha, Bhagavat Purusha Rajan, Yamya Pratihato Dhyamaha, Patim Vigyapaya Masur, Yamam Samyamani Patim. Shishukadev Goswami replied, My dear king, when the order carriers by Yamaraj were baffled and defeated by the order carriers of Vishnu, they approached their master, the controller of Samyamani Puri and master of sinful persons, to tell him of this incident. So still no purport. Text 4. Yamaduta Uchu Kati Santiha Shastaro Jiva Lokasya Vai Prabhu Traividyam Kurvata Karma Pralambi Vyakti Etavaha. The Yamaduta said, Oh dear Lord, how many controllers or rulers are there in this material world? How many causes are responsible for manifesting the various results of activities performed under the 3 modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, Rajaguna, and Tamaguna? So this is the Yamadutas asking very important questions. How many controllers or rulers are there in the material world? How many causes are responsible for manifesting the various results of activities performed under the 3 modes of material nature? Meaning, who is responsible? Who is responsible for punishment? This is the cause. Cause manifesting results is a punishment under the influence of 3 modes of material nature. So, how many causes? Who is deciding these things? Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says the Yamadutas, the order carriers of Yamaraj, were so disappointed that they asked their master, almost in great anger, whether there were many masters other than him. Furthermore, because the Yamadutas had been defeated and their master could not protect them, they were inclined to say that there were no need to serve such a master. If a servant cannot carry out the order of his master without being defeated, what is the use of serving such a powerless master? Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananchana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam. There's several remarks I would like to make before I speak on this. And the first remark here is the Prabhupada explained, if a servant cannot carry out the order of his master without being defeated, what is the use of serving such a powerless master? A powerless master. While I was in Vrindavan, I had an argument with the devotee who explained to me that unless you know the original position in the spiritual world, your Siddha Deha, you cannot return back to Godhead. And implying also, and another little bit argument, but another person is implying that Srila Prabhupada, although a great devotee, in his teachings is not contained how to reach the highest destination. So this here is actually just perfect example that this is not true. Because if Srila Prabhupada is a perfect master, did not give the knowledge which is undefeated, meaning that means that what is the use of such a spiritual master? So Srila Prabhupada is given everything, which is not the topic of this class, but I just wanted to mention this, that we should never doubt that Srila Prabhupada is not given everything. Srila Prabhupada is given everything as here we see. Slower, okay. Srila Prabhupada is given everything because he is directly empowered by Krishna to give everything. What kind of master would that be if he didn't give everything? This is not a proper, not a proper master. Therefore, here, Yamadutas are wondering, how is this? Because it is not in, you can say, Vedic tradition, or tradition of a spiritual tradition. It is not such that the master does not offer everything. Master offers perfect protection. And Yamaraj, as a god of death, Yamaraj, he is definitely in charge of the whole material universe. He's the best judge, and he's the punisher, and he actually records everything, whatever we do. It is said that his servant called Chitragupta is the Bhukhalta. Bhukhalta is a bookkeeper for our sins. Everybody in this material universe. So, therefore, many times before I joined, you were reading this when somebody dies, and within 3 seconds, all your life comes. Everything, whatever you've done. So everything, whatever you've done during the whole life, it manifests. It's a little bit difficult to explain. Everything sinful what you have done, it comes in within 3 seconds. Everything is recorded. There's a perfect recording machine. But Chitragupta, it says everything is recorded. So when person goes to a death, when person dies, and they come, ultimately, it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, in front of Yamaraj, everything is there. That you cannot say, oh, I didn't do it, or everything is written. I've done this, you have done this, you have done this. And therefore, this is your judgment. You can take another body, you should take the body of a pig. Prabhupada explains, if somebody likes to be naked in public, that person will become a tree in the next life. Or if somebody is impersonalist, you want to be impersonal, then you become a tree and you stand there in the forest, not speaking to anybody, in deep meditation. And somebody likes to live like a pig, they become a pig. You know, if somebody likes to, Prabhupada explained, just I read yesterday, somebody likes to eat flesh and drink blood, you know, people like this, there's this steak, half cooked. I mean, I don't eat steaks, but I know. You can go to a steak restaurant and order half cooked steak. Steak is a cow meat. And there's a lot of blood in there, and people like to eat this, tasty. So Prabhupada says, next life you'll become a tiger. So you can taste flesh and blood all life long. Because this is the rules of the material world. And therefore, Yamadutas are wondering, these are the rules, and we follow the rules strictly. Yamadutas are very educated. So they're wondering, why is how come that somebody else has different rules than these rules? This will be how somebody else would come now, become an acharya in ISKCON, and says, actually from today on we chant Om Ganesh, Om Ganesh, Om Ganesh. And we said, hold on a minute, you know, this is not our, this is not the rule in this age of Kali, this is not Om Ganesh. No, this is different. So we will be wondering also. So in the same way, Yamadutas are wondering what's going on, because the laws of material nature are impeccable, they cannot be changed. And the Yamaraj is at the top. There's nobody higher than Yamaraj. So they're wondering, how is this possible? So of course, this is the higher principle, which is the spiritual principle, which is ultimately Krishna. But I will not speak about this a little bit today. I will speak of continuation a little bit of yesterday's topic of Akshara Prabhu, when he left it open. Why do devotees suffer? How can devotees understand? I am devotee and I am suffering. How is Krishna protecting me? So devotees are going a little bit over the laws of the material nature. I am devotee and Krishna is in charge. He is the master of the Maya Dekshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Heturana Kontaya Jagat Viparivartate. Krishna says, this is Maya Dekshena Prakriti. This is my energy. I am the controller of this material energy. So devotees are wondering, why does Krishna let me suffer? So we'll speak a little bit about this, and then next time, I think on Friday, I can speak a little more on the rulers of the material world and judgments and things like this. So in the Nectar Devotion, Rupa Goswami is quoting Padma Purana. And he said there are 4 kinds of effects due to sinful activities. Everybody in the material world suffers and has these 4 effects of the sinful activity. So meaning when we do something sinful, we get reactions. And these reactions can be not yet fructified, meaning not yet available. As Prabhupada gives the example, if somebody robs a bank and nobody catches you, so not fructified. You can freely walk. Then, this effect that is lying as a seed, meaning it is in your heart, and it may fructify sometime, we don't know when. So sometimes, when we say, oh, he's a good man, why does bad things happen to good people? And the reason is this, because in our heart there's a seed of sinful activity. Number 3, the effect that's already matured meaning that it's already now, and the fact that it's almost mature. I was reading yesterday in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there was a king who couldn't have a son. So then he asked, because for the king to not have a son is a big problem. And also big sadness. Well, king was wondering why, and must be some reason, must be some cause to it. Meaning, even the king was very educated in the spiritual science that he knows that every action, there's a reaction. So nothing happens to me in this life that I did not deserve in my past life. If I am down, somebody is, giving me a hard time, or some people are falsely imprisoned, wrong, they made the wrong decision to judge. And after 10 years they realize, oh, this was a wrong imprisonment. There are cases. And then what can this person think? In this life I've not done anything. But in my past life or lives, I've done something. So the king was wondering, what did I do in this life? I didn't do anything wrong, so to get reaction, to not have a son. So he asked his minister, brahmanas, sages, and they told him, in this life you have sinned less. But in your past life, you've done something, so you get reaction to not have a son. So this is the first thing to understand as devotees, that we are not now because we became devotees 5 years or 3 years or 20 years, that we are, this is the beginning of our existence. We carry the karma from many, many lives behind, many, many lives. And this karma, what we have right now, this body, this is the body which is the reaction which are mature. This is also called prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma cannot be changed. Meaning, I have this body, I cannot now become a bird. I'm human. I have this particular nose, I cannot change this nose. Of course, you can go to the cutting doctors. But the point is that we have this karma. This is called prarabdha karma. And this, we have to understand, this is our kshetra, what we are working with. This is our body. We can, through this body, offer service to Krishna. As Srila Prabhupada explains, when you have a thorn on the field, how do you take the thorn out of a foot? You take another thorn and take the other thorn out. So meaning, this body, what we have, this is what we can use in Krishna service. We don't have any other opportunity except this body. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says we have to do the good, what was that? Best job out of bad bargain. What is it? How does it say? Anyway, something like this. Yeah, best job out of bad bargain. Because everything in the material world is bad. So we cannot say, oh, this person is rich, he has a better opportunity to serve Krishna. It's not. Maybe better for some time. Or somebody is very intelligent. Or somebody has whatever, more devotion. Or more piety. You go to India, devotees, you see like these devotees, amazing, some brahmacharis. You wonder, wow, I have no qualification at all comparing to them. Grown up in a Vaishnava family, worship Vishnu every day, not engage in any sinful activities, lifelong brahmacharis. They became, masters, PhD, educated, smart. and good devotees, responsible devotees, serious devotees. So you wonder, wow, this is amazing karma they have. Still, this is their prarabdha karma, this is my prarabdha karma. With my prarabdha karma, I may not be the most intelligent, most anything. But I can wash dishes for Krishna. Give another one. Give another pot. This is my capacity in this life. And I will use my capacity to the best ability. So this is called prarabdha karma. If somebody is, Srila Prabhupada explains further in Nectar Devotion, if somebody's sinful activities are prominent in this body, it manifests as 4 things. And I know, okay, I am a little bit of a sinful, I was a little bit sinful in my past life. If I have a chronic disease, you know, some people are just born and have a chronic disease. If somebody is legally implicated means legally, problem with legal stuff. You know, some passport problem, or arrested for, again, no reason, or whatever. We have to go to the army, like I had to go to the army, I didn't want to, you know. Like now war is going on, you have to go, you don't want to go, but you have to go. This is all sign of the past sinful activities. And if someone is born in a low and degraded family, number 3, low and degraded. Low class family. Which is many people nowadays. Or if one is uneducated or very ugly. So if you have 3 eyes, 1 eye here, no nose here, we know. It's my sinful acts from my past life. So this thing, again, are not there to demotivate us. But on the contrary, we should understand, okay, I should take a humble position. Because Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they accept the most fallen. And who is more fallen than me? So I'm qualified to accept the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one of his songs, all the demons that get liberated, you know, Kamsa, all these demons in Srimad Bhagavatam, and I'm still not liberated, so I'm lower than them. So this is how devotees think. Everybody gets liberated, everybody is going back to God, and I'm still sitting here, you know. But, as Rupa Goswami says, we have no hope. I have no devotion. I have nothing which will help me to become a devotee. No qualities. But because Krishna promised he will save the most soul, and I have a hope. So this is the mood of a devotee. So when devotee, Krishna actually protects the devotees. You know, the Krishna is he protected the Jamala. Krishna protects his devotees. Although Jamala was not directly a devotee, he chanted the holy name of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, whoever chants the holy name of the Lord once, he is a devotee. Imagine, once. You go on Harinam, and you said, Hare Krishna, and everybody says, Hare Krishna. And these people are considered devotees. So merciful, Lord Chaitanya. So Krishna protects his devotees. And how Krishna protects his devotees? Krishna first protects the devotion. Because this is what is actually most important to be protected. The body, come and go. We have this body, that body. But a real protection needs to be protected, our devotion. And this is what Krishna protects. Krishna makes sure that once we become a devotee, our devotion is always protected. How many times situations happen, this and that, and Krishna always somehow reminds us of Krishna. There's one devotee told me the story. He left the movement for some time, and he wanted to enjoy. He was a brahmachari for a long time. He wanted to enjoy, and he went with his girlfriend, whatever, in some vacation, some place in the beach, in the coast, on the ocean, and trying to enjoy material world. And they went out to go shopping. And then Harinam came. Hare Krishna, hey, Hari Bol, Prabhu. And he was like, oh, I wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna, but Krishna doesn't let me. So Krishna protects his devotees. This is like a gross example, but there are also subtle examples. The Krishna always, tells us something, or we think we have some thought, and there's a lecture in the back, and Prabhupada says, one should not think that way, and you think, oh, okay, Prabhupada, I will not think that way. So Krishna protects the devotee. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, Krishna says that if someone doesn't have any desire for sense gratification, and who is always attached to Krishna, who is always peaceful, whose consciousness is never affected by the chance to enjoy the senses. Opportunities, when we see opportunity, we think, oh, maybe I should. Never affected. And he says, such persons enjoys in Krishna consciousness the happiness. This is a happy devotee, not affected at all. So this is like you can say, highest level of a devotee, not interested. We see Haridas Thakur, this beautiful woman came in the evening in the cave. And she said, Haridas, you're very handsome. You want to, spend the evening with me? You're a very handsome young man and a handsome woman. Let's do it together. And Haridas said, yeah, okay. But let me first finish my rounds. I'm chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And she said, how many rounds are you chanting? 192 rounds. Not much. And she said, okay. So he was chanting. And then already morning has come. She said, I think I'm tired. I'll go back to sleep. And then she said, and he said, come tomorrow. We'll definitely spend evening together. So she came again. So how many rounds you have left? 192 rounds, not much. Okay, I'll wait. And he was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All night chanting. And then she realized, she got purified by the association of Haridas Thakur. And she said, actually, I'm apologizing, this and that. It's a long story. But the point is that Haridas Thakur was not affected by the opportunity to enjoy the senses. But listen to next text. This is a text 17, and text 18 said, "My dear Uddhava," Krishna tell to Uddhava, "if my devotee has not fully conquered his senses, he may be disturbed by the material desires." You know, devotees have material desires because not fully conquer the senses. Krishna said, because of his devotion for me, he will not be influenced by sense gratification. So meaning, even if we have some desires, we should not think like, oh, I'm hopeless. No, Krishna still, because of our devotion to Krishna, he will protect us and we will not be defeated by sense gratification. We can see this, we walk on the street and we see this wonderful, whatever, car we always desire to have. And we think, oh, I want to have this car. It's not for Krishna, but I want to have this car. And Krishna says, all right, this is your desire, but you will not get a car. You can become in charge of the Sankirtan van to drive Sankirtan devotees. Something like this. Krishna will do something to protect your devotion. He said in the other verse, Krishna says, Prabhupada actually says how Krishna says, I am not such a fool to fulfill my devotee's material desire. Because if I do, devotee will go away. So Krishna gives something, but you stay. Like this. Like if somebody has a desire to travel, Krishna fulfills. But you can travel in Sankirtan. I always said this when I was young, teenager, I always wanted to travel around the world. So I came to Vrindavan. I stayed in Vrindavan 6 months, new Bhakta, and then my visa expired, I had a tourist visa. So the devotee said, you should extend your visa. And one devotee said, you should come with me, I'm going to Hong Kong, and you can extend your visa, get a student visa. Hong Kong, for me, was a dream come true. The land of Bruce Lee, Hong Kong. So I arrived, all these Chinese letters, and I was so, wow. So Krishna fulfilled my desire. But I did some Sankirtan there. And I realized that Hong Kong people are not the people you want to distribute books to. The most difficult place I've ever been. So Krishna said, okay, this is a nice Hong Kong, but you can also see the book distribution. So this is how Krishna works. So Srila Prabhupada says here, the purport, not Srila Prabhupada, the devotees, disciples of Prabhupada in the purport of this verse. This is an interesting verse. The Sanskrit word is called abhibhuyate. Abhibhuyate means falling down into the material world and being defeated by Maya. So, meaning that Krishna protects devotee from this abhibhuyate, from falling down and being defeated by Maya. Even if their senses are not fully conquered, if one has a devotion to Krishna, he will not be separated from Krishna. Krishna will not let this. And this person is called pragalbhaya, bhaktya. Meaning, a person who has great devotion to Krishna. Meaning, it is, what is the devotee who is pragalbhaya bhakta? Is a devotee who desires to serve Krishna and not desires sense gratification. So this is the point here. devotee who desires to serve Krishna but is weak in the heart. I have material desires. So Krishna protects this devotee. So we should desire or be convinced enough to desire Krishna's service. To be a bhaktya, prabalgaya bhakta. Then it says there, because of previous bad habits and immaturity, even a sincere devotee may be harassed by the bodily attractions. But even if we have this attraction, we will act in the other way because we want to be devotees of Krishna. And then there's a quote of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur who gives purport to this verse, who says, the great warrior, big warrior, strong warrior, may be struck by a weapon of his enemy, but because his courage and strength, he is not killed or defeated. You know, people are injured and they just, if we go out, you do like this and there's a splinter in the, and you're like, oh, there's a splinter in the wood. This happened to me recently. I'm thinking, oh, I'm lamenting, And I'm thinking, this is so stupid. People in the forest, warriors, they get cut by sword, they're like nothing. So our devotion is like this. Even if we get cut or injured, the Kshatriya keeps on fighting and does not get defeated. So this is an example how devotees don't get defeated by Maya. And therefore in the Bhagavad Gita 9:30, there's a famous verse spoken by Krishna. Api chetsu duracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vivyasito hi saha. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. So therefore, when devotees, when we see that somebody is, struggling or somebody is even breaking the principles, we should not condemn, you should go to hell because you're not following. We should understand, this is just like an injury in the battlefield. And encourage the devotee to continue fighting. Because, in the ultimate sense, at the end of these verses, it says, my dear Uddhava, Krishna continues to Uddhava, just as a blazing fire turns firewood into ashes, burned into ashes. Similarly, devotion unto me completely burned to ashes sins committed by my devotees. So we should have this faith that ultimately all our sinful activities and our sinful desires and our thinking, thoughts will be burned by ashes by the power of devotional service. So this is a little bit for now. We did not speak much about health. Maybe next time. How Srila Prabhupada explains what is health and why do actually devotees suffer physical ailments. But in general, the first topic is that Krishna protects his devotees at any time, which means Krishna protects the devotion of the devotees. Thank you very much. So, would you like to say something? Would you like to comment anything? Would you like to ask a question?
If possible, I can share some thinking about this topic, why both devotees at all.
Yes.
Three kinds of devotees, like new devotees, Kanishna Pikari, let's see, or then Madhyama, middle stage, and Uttama. You can see even Prabhupada also had some
Diseases, yes.
diseases. And some senior devotees, very nice devotee, pure devotee, also is suffering some strange disease. And about new devotees, how can I explain? Like Prabhupada often mentioned, if by karma you must lose your head, but only little kaki. Only little kaki. The suffering we have to accept is very less than actually I have to get suffering. And for Madhyama, for really elevated, but still some problem. There is some histories, but to make short, about one history about one yogi, he was meditating, Krishna. So, maybe short, because it was a good example. There was one yogi, he was sitting in bank of the river, one woman came, she said, I want baby from you. Yeah, I'm yogi, I'm spiritual practice, many, you can see many demands go to somebody, why me? I want from you, with my desire. If you reject me, then I do suicide. I go to this river. And you will get reaction.
Killing a woman.
And she was very determined, and she, how to say, she took him. And after that, he had vision, what will be after the simple activities. His vision was, I must took dirt like pig, small pig, and he told to his disciple, you must after my death, I will get this burn, some house nearby, and I will be small pig. You must kill immediately after burning. This what he explained. This special science with the black here. You must. This will be I. You must kill. And the disciple went to this place. He chose this small pig, but he cannot do this immediately because very nice, small pig, very cute, and this was just a few seconds, and he heard a voice of his spiritual master, this yogi.
Kill.
This already late.
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 Yeah, okay.
Already late. If you done this immediately, it will be good. But now I want to live in this body. So please don't kill me.
Yes.
And in this body, big body, he continued meditation on the Krishna. And then he get darshan of Krishna. I'm very satisfied by your meditation. I never see so sincere meditations among pigs, you know. And then he asked Krishna, why put me in this horrible condition? You know, for to purify completely my devotee, I arranged for him something like this, for complete purification. And this was my understanding. For reverend devotees, he pure, but might be something for complete purification. Krishna arranged something, some disease, some situation. What about elevated devotees? Like Adam Maharaj explained, give example like Prabhupada, Haridas Thakur, and Jesus Christ, pure devotees. And Ranad Maharaj said, sometimes Krishna sacrificed most dear devotees to show example everybody how we can continue be devotee among the struggling, suffering. Krishna sacrificed one most dear devotee for benefit for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. This is how we can understand why even pure Prabhupada
Yes.
quite
Yes.
drastic pure.
Yes, that. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says, as long as the body is there, it is the subject of the influence of climatic changes, disease, and natural disturbances. We cannot avoid them. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur was sick. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was sick. Sometimes, Prabhupada says, we receive letters from neophyte devotees questioning why they have fallen sick. Although pursuing Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says they should learn from this verse that they have to become tolerant. Dvandva titikshaya. This is the world of duality. One should not think that because he has fallen sick, he has fallen from Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness can continue without impediment from any material position. I mean, if in the case of Hiranyakashipu, he continued to live in the bones. So his body was destroyed. Meaning that our consciousness continues to exist. And our consciousness, the point here is that Krishna wanted to show that this world of duality, we can be Krishna conscious in any condition. And just one more thing, the conversation between Bob and Srila Prabhupada in Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. He said, Prabhupada says, Bob says, your suffering, it's not the same kind of pain as other people. I mean. Prabhupada says, no, it is not due to karma. The pain is there sometimes, so the disciples may know, due to our sinful activities, our spiritual master is suffering. Bob said, you look very well now. Prabhupada says, I'm always well. Even if there's a suffering, I know Krishna will protect me. But this suffering is not due to my sinful activities. This is as you said, the highest devotees. There are different reasons. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis who could not go to meet Krishna in the forest, it's the ultimate suffering. Krishna plays flute and they sit, they cannot go. The husband says, no, you have to stay. And they feel like, oh, and they die because of so much desire to go to meet Krishna. But it says, by this burning of the separation from Krishna, they burn the last sinful activities. This is, and another thing I was thinking also about the devotees, as you said, whatever Madhyama, whatever the devotees are level. By being sick, Krishna protects the devotee. Because maybe you'll become very puffed up. So when you're sick, then Krishna, you're forced to be humble. You're forced to accept service from other devotees. You think, oh, actually, this devotee is a nice devotee, helping me. I had the opportunity to see one devotee who was dying in Vrindavan. And there were some Matajis taking care of him. There was a hospice, beginning of the hospice. You know hospice? People when people die. And they were taking care of him. So I was thinking, he cannot be puffed up now in Brahmacharya. These are the Matajis who actually take care of his last moments of his life. So he has to feel very, very thankful. I know he was a wonderful devotee. He definitely went back to God. But sometimes Krishna protects us. Maybe we'll become, we're supposed to be a big leader or big guru, and Krishna cut us down with his sickness, protecting us from this big, maybe we'll make big offenses and we'll ruin our life. It's humiliating to be sick. You lay down and you see, oh, look at this devotee, he's doing this, I cannot do anything. So then you think, okay, Krishna wants me to be humble. It is a big topic, and we can talk a lot. I have much more notes actually collected here. But just it's interesting to open the discussion. But the point of all of them is that Krishna always takes care of the devotee. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gauradesh.
I heard from Bhakti Maharaj he said, if devotee had some material desire, there's also Krishna arranged